is betrothed to Aline,
Sangazure,
and the pride of
his sexes to be next her.
at the feast
On the green, oh be sure, for that pride of his sexes to be next her. At the feast on the green, oh be sure. Forget your bells, for joys abound, for joys abound. Forget your bells, for joys abound. Drink forth, ye bells, with clarion sound, and roll your throats for joy today. Drink forth, ye bells, with clarion sound. Forget your bells, for joys abound. Drink forth, ye bells, with clarion sound. Forget your bells, for joys abound. Bring forth, ye bells, with clarion sound. Forget your bells, for joys abound. Ring ye bells, ring ye bells, ring ye bells, with clarion sound, for joys abound.
Constance, my daughter, why this strange depression? The village rings with seasonable joy, because the young and amiable Alexis, heir to the great Sir Marmaduke Pointdextre, is plighted to Aline, the only daughter of Annabella, Lady Sangazure. You alone are sad and out of spirits. What is the reason? Speak, my daughter, speak.
Oh, mother, do not ask if my complexion from red to white should change in quick succession.
bowls and dreamy lovers' lays. Peace, peace, old heart, why waken from its slumbers the aching memory of the old days? Time was when love and I were well acquainted. Time was when we walked ever hand in hand. A saintly youth, with worldly thought untainted, none better loved than I in all the land. Time was when maidens of the noblest station, forsaking even military men, would gaze upon me rapt in adoration. Ah me, ah me, I was a pale young curate then. Had I a headache? Sighed the maids assembled. Had I a cold? Welled forth the silent tear. Did I look pale? Then half the parish trembled, and when I coughed, all thought the end was near. I had no care, no jealous doubts hung o'er me, for I was loved beyond all other men. Fled gilded dukes and belted earls before me. Ah me, ah me, I was a pale young curate then, a pale young curate, a pale young curate. Ah me, I was a pale young curate then.
Reverend Sir.
Ah, the good Mrs. Partlet and your little daughter Constance. Why, she is quite a little woman, I declare.
Oh, Mother, I cannot talk to him.
Yes, Reverend Sir, she is nearly 18 and as good a girl as ever stepped. Sir, I'm afraid I shall soon lose her.
Oh, dear me, you pain me very much. Is she delicate?
Oh, no, sir, I don't mean that, but young girls look to get married.
Oh, I take you to be sure. But there is plenty of time for that. 4 or 5 years hence, Mrs. Partlet, 4 or 5 years hence. But when the time does come, oh, I shall have much pleasure in marrying her myself. Not at all a strapping young fellow in a wrong rank of life.
Oh, Mother, he does not love me.
I have often wondered, Reverend Sir, if you'll excuse the liberty, that you have never married.
Oh, be still my fluttering heart.
A clergyman's wife does so much good in a village. Besides that, you're not as young as you were. Before very long, you'll want somebody to nurse you and look after your little comfort.
Oh, Mrs. Partlet, there is much truth in what you say. I am indeed getting on in years, and a helpmate would cheer me in my declining days. The time was when it might have been, but alas, I have left it too long. I am an old fogey now, am I not, my dear? A very old fogey indeed. No, Mrs. Partlet, my mind is quite made up. I shall live and die a solitary old bachelor.
Oh, Mother! Mother! Mother!
Come, dear one, don't fret. At a more fitting time, we will try again. We will try again.
Oh, dear me, the poor little girl has something on her mind. She is very comely. The time was when this old heart would have throbbed in double time at the sight of such a fairy form. But tush, I'm puling. Ah, here comes Alexis and his proud and happy father. Let me dry this telltale tear. Sir Marmaduke, my dear young friend Alexis, on this most happy, most auspicious plighting, permit me as a true old friend to tender my best, my very best congratulations.
Sir, you are most obliging. Dr. Daly, my dear old tutor, and my valued pastor, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
May fortune bless you. May the middle distance of your young life be as pleasant as the foreground, the joyous foreground. And when you have reached it, may that which is the far off horizon, but which in time will become the middle distance, in good fortune be exceeded only by that which will have opened in the meantime into a new and glorious horizon.
Dear sir, that is an excellent example of an old school of stately compliment to which I have through life been much addicted. Will you oblige me with a copy of it in Clarksley manuscript, that I myself may use it on appropriate occasions?
Sir, you shall have a fairly written copy. Here Saul has sunk into his western slumbers.
Come, my son. Your fiancée will be here in 5 minutes. Rouse yourself to receive her.
Oh, rapture!
Yes, you are a fortunate young fellow. And I will not disguise from you that this union with the house of Sangazure realizes my fondest wishes. Aline is rich and comes of a sufficiently old family, for she is the 7,037th in direct descent from Helen of Troy. True, there was a blot on the escutcheon of that lady, that affair with Paris. But where is the family, other than my own, in which there is no flaw? You are a lucky fellow, sir, a very lucky fellow.
Father, I am welling over with limpid joy. No sickly taint of sorrow overlies the lucid lake of liquid love, upon which, hand in hand, Aline and I are to float into eternity.
Alexis, I desire that of your love for this young lady, you do not speak so openly. You're always singing ballads, praising her beauty, and you expect the very minions who wait behind your chair to chorus your ecstasies. It is not delicate.
But father, a man who loves as I have loved.
50 years ago, I madly loved your future mother-in-law, the Lady Sangazure. And I'm have reason to believe she returned my love. But were we guilty of the indelicacy of publicly rushing into each other's arms, exclaiming, "Oh, my adored one, beloved boy, ecstatic rapture, unmingled joy," which seems to be the modern fashion of lovemaking? No, it was, "Madam, I trust you are in the enjoyment of good health." "Sir, you are vastly polite. I confess I am mighty well," and so forth. Much more delicate, much more respectful. But see, Aline approaches. Let us retire, that she may compose herself for the interesting ceremony in which she is to play so important a part.
With heart and with voice, let us welcome this meeting to the youth of the choice. With a heart from the taking comes the lovely Aline, comes the lovely Aline. May their love never void, may their bliss be unbounded. With the halo of joy, may their lives be surrounded. And bless our Aline, and bless our Aline. May their love never cloy, may their bliss be unbounded. With the halo of joy, may their lives be surrounded. And bless Aline. May their love never cloy, may their bliss be unbounded. And bless our Aline. Bless our Aline. Heaven bless our Aline. And bless our Aline. Bless
My kindly friends, I thank you for this greeting, and as you wish me every earthly joy, I trust your wishes may have quick fulfillment. Oh, happy accord comes I another wooing. With joy in his eyes and pride in his breast, make much of thy prize, for he's the best that ever came.
my child, I join in these congratulations. Heed not the tear that dims this aged eye. Old memories crowd around me. My sorrow, 'tis for myself, Aline, and not for thee.
With heart and with voice, let us welcome this mating to the maid of his choice. With a heart palpitating, comes Alexis the brave. With heart and with voice, let us welcome this mating to the maid of his choice. To the maid of his choice comes a brave Alexis, the brave Alexis, Alexis the brave.
Oh, my adored one,
Beloved boy,
ecstatic rapture,
unmingled joy.
Welcome joy, adieu to sadness, as Aurora gives the day. So those eyes, twin orbs of gladness, chase the clouds of care away. Irresistible incentive bids me humbly kiss your hand. I'm your servant, most attentive, most attentive to command. Wild with adoration, mad with fascination, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss. Goaded to distraction, my maddening inaction, I find some satisfaction in apostrophe like this. Sangazure immortal, Sangazure divine, welcome to my portal, angel, oh, be mine, immortal, divine, angel, oh, be mine. Irresistible incentive bids me humbly kiss your hand. I'm your servant, most attentive, most attentive to command.
Sir, I thank you most politely for your kindly courtesy. Compliment more truly knightly never yet were paid to me. Chivalry is an ingredient sadly lacking in our land. So I am your most obedient to command. Wild with adoration, mad with fascination, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss. Goaded to a distraction by maddening inaction, I find some satisfaction in apostrophe like this. Marmaduke immortal, Marmaduke divine, take me to your portal, loved one, oh, be mine. immort, divine, loved one all be mine. Chivalry is
lamentation, no occasion do I miss.
certainly
Why would adoration to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss?
Why with adoration, mad with fascination, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss?
Most attentive.
Indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss?
Why would adoration miss and mad with fascination, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss? You're most obedient. You're most obedient to command.
All is prepared for sealing and for signing. The contract has been drafted as agreed.
All is prepared for sealing and for signing. The contract has been drafted as agreed.
Approach the table, O ye lovers pining, with hand and seal. Now execute the deed.
Approach the table, O ye lovers pining, with hand and seal. Now execute the deed.
I deliver it as my act and deed.
I deliver it as my act and deed.
Seal it signed without the quivering then to seal proceed. They deliver it as their act and deed. They deliver it as my act and deed. With heart and with voice, let us well tongues make it sing to say, with heart undertaking, for Alexis the brave. With heart and with voice, let us well go, let's make till the gate of rejoicing hill. Alexis the brave and the lovely Aline.
At last, we are alone. My dear, you are now irrevocably betrothed to me. Are you not very, very happy?
Oh, Alexis, can you doubt it? Do I not love you beyond all on earth? And am I not beloved in return? Is not true love, faithfully given and faithfully returned, the source of every earthly joy?
Of that there can be no doubt. Oh, that the world could be persuaded by the truth of that maxim. Oh, that the world would break down the artificial barriers of rank, wealth, education, age, beauty, habits, taste, and temper, and recognize the glorious principle that in marriage alone is to be found the panacea for every ill.
Continue to preach that sweet doctrine, and you will succeed. Oh, evangel of true happiness.
I hope so. But as yet, the cause progresses but slowly. Still, I have made some converts to the principle, that men and women should be coupled in matrimony without distinction of rank. I have lectured on the subject at mechanics institutes, and the mechanics were unanimous in favour of my views. I have preached in workhouses, beer shops, and lunatic asylums, and I have been received with enthusiasm. I have addressed navvies on the advantages of what accrue to them should they marry wealthy ladies of rank, and not a navvy dissented.
Noble fellows! And yet there are those that hold that the uneducated classes are not open to argument. What do the countesses say?
Why, it cannot be denied. The aristocracy hold aloof.
The working man is the true intelligence after all.
Yes, he is a noble creature when he is quite sober. Yes, Aline, true happiness comes from true love, and true love should be independent of external influences. It should live upon itself, and by itself. In itself, love should live for love alone.
Love feeds on many kinds of food, I know. Some love for rank and some for duty. Some give their hearts away for empty show, and others love for youth and beauty. To love for money all the world is prone. Some love themselves and live all lonely. Give me the love that loves for love alone. I love that love, I love it only. I love that love, I love it only. Give me the love that loves for love alone. I love that love, I love it only. What man for any other joy can thirst, whose loving wife adores him duly? Want, misery, and care may work their worst if loving woman loves you truly. Our love, his thoughts are ever with his own. None truly loved is ever lonely. Give me the love that loves for love alone. I love that love, I love it only. I love that love, I love it only. Give me the love that loves for love alone. I love that love, I love it only.
Oh, Alexis, those are noble principles indeed.
Yes, Aline? And I am going to take a desperate step in support of them. Have you ever heard of the firm of J.W. Wells and Co.? The old established family sorcerers in St. Mary Axe.
I've seen their advertisement.
They have invented a filter, which, if report may be believed, is simply infallible. I intend to distribute it throughout the whole village, and within half an hour of my doing so, there will not be an adult in the place who will not have learned the secret of pure and lasting happiness. What do you say to that?
Well, dear, of course a filter is a very useful thing in a house. But I still don't quite see that it is the sort of thing that places its possessor on the very pinnacle of earthly joy.
Aline, you misunderstand me. I didn't say a filter. I said a filter.
You don't mean a love potion?
On the contrary, I do mean a love potion.
Oh, Alexis! I don't think it would be right. I don't indeed. And then a real magician. Oh, it would be downright wicked.
Aline, is it or is it not a laudable object to steep the whole village up to its lips in love, and to couple them off in matrimony, without distinction of age, rank, or fortune?
Unquestionably, but I
Then,
still...
unpleasant as it must be to have recourse to supernatural aid, I must, nevertheless, pocket my aversion in deference to the great and good end I have in view. Hercules!
Yes, sir.
Is Mr. Wales there?
He's in the tent, sir. Refreshing.
Ask him to be so good as to step this way.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Alexis, a real sorcerer. Oh, I shall be frightened to death.
I trust my Aline will not yield to fear, while the strong right arm of her Alexis is here to protect her.
It's nonsense, dear, to talk of your protecting me with your strong right arm in face of the fact that this family sorcerer could turn me into a guinea pig before you could turn round.
He could turn you into a guinea pig, no doubt. But it's most unlikely he'd take such a liberty. It's a most respectable firm, and I'm sure he'd never be so guilty of such untradesmanlike an act.
Good day, sir.
Good day. I believe you are a sorcerer.
Yes, sir. We practice necromancy in all its branches. We've a choice assortment of wishing caps, divining rods, amulets, charms, counter charms. We can cast you a nativity at a very low figure, and we have an horoscope at 3 and 6 that we can guarantee. Our Buddha chests, each containing a patent egg, who comes out and prophesies disasters, with spring complete, is strongly recommended. Our Aladdin lamps are very chaste, and our prophetic tablets, foretelling everything from a change of ministry down to a rise in unified, are much inquired for. Our penny curse, one of the cheapest things in the trade, is considered infallible. We have some very superior blessings too, but they're very little asked for. We've only sold one since Christmas to a gentleman who bought it to send to his mother-in-law. But it turned out he was afflicted in the head, and it's been returned on our hands. Oh, but the sale of our penny curses, especially on a Saturday night, is tremendous. We can't turn them out fast enough. My name is John Wellington Wells. I'm a dealer in magic and spells, in blessings and curses, and never fill purses in prophecies, witches and knells. If you want a proud foe to make tracks, if you melt a rich uncle in wax, you better look in on the resident gin number 70 Simmery Axe. We've a first-rate assortment of magic, and for raising a posthumous shade, we've effects that are comic or tragic. There's no cheaper house in the trade. Love filter, we've quantities of it, and for knowledge if anyone burns, we keep an extremely small profit, a prophet who brings us unbounded returns. For he can prophesy with the wink of his eye, people security into futurity, sum up your history, clear up a mystery, human proclivity for a nativity, for a nativity. He has answers oracular, bogey spectacular, tetrapos tragical, mirrors so magical, fact astronomical, solemn or comical, and if you wanted to make a reduction on taking a quantity, oh! If anyone anything lacks, you'll find it already in stacks. If you'd only look in on the residence in number 70 Simmery Axe. You can raise your ghosts or ghosts, and that without reflectors, and creepy things with wings, and gaunt and grisly spectres. He can fill your crowds as shrouds and horrify you vastly. He can rack your brains with chains and gibberings grim and ghastly. Then if your planety changes organicity with an urbanity full of satanity, vexes humanity with an inanity fatal to vanity, driving your foes to the verge of insanity. Bar and tautology, demonology, electrobiology, mystic nosology, spirit philology, high-class astrology, such as his knowledge isn't the man to require an apology. Oh! My name is John Wellington Welch. I'm a dealer in magic and spells, in blessings and curses, and never fill purses and prophecies, witches and nills. And if anyone anything lacks, he'll find it already in stacks. If it only look in on the residence in number 70 Seminary X.
I have sent for you to consult you on a very important matter. I believe you advertise a patent oxyhydrogen love at first sight filter.
Sir, it is our leading article.
Now, I want to know if you can confidently guarantee it as possessing all the qualities you claim for it in your advertisement.
I seem to have lost the cork here. Sir, we are not in the habit of puffing our goods. Ours is an old established house with a large family connection, and every assurance held out in the advertisement is fully realised.
Oh, Alexis, don't offend him. He'll change us into something dreadful. Oh, I know he will.
I am anxious, from purely philanthropical motives, to distribute this filter, secretly, among the inhabitants of this village.
Oh?
I shall, of course, require a quantity. How do you sell it?
In buying a quantity, sir, we strongly advise you're taking it in the wood and drawing it off as you happen to want it. We have it in 4.5 and 9-gallon casks, also pipes and hogsheads for laying down. And we deduct 10% for prompt cash.
I should mention that I am a member of the Army and Navy stores.
Oh, well then in that case, we deduct 25%.
Aline, the villagers will assemble to carouse in a few minutes. Go and fetch the teapot.
But Alexis...
My dear! You must obey me, if you please. Go and fetch the teapot.
I'm sure Dr. Daly would disapprove of it.
And how soon does it take effect?
In 12 hours. Whoever drinks of it loses consciousness for that period, and on waking falls in love, as a matter of course, with the first lady he meets who's also tasted it. And his affections are at once returned. One trial will prove the fact.
Good. Then Then, Mr. Wells, I shall feel obliged, if you will, at once, pour as much filter into this teapot as would suffice to affect the whole village.
But bless me, Alexis, many of the villagers are married people.
Madam, this filter is compounded on the strictest principles. On married people, it has no effect whatever. Are you quite sure you have nerve enough to see you through this fearful ordeal?
In the good cause, I fear nothing.
Very good. We shall proceed at once to the incantation. Sprites of earth and air,
flame and fire. Demon souls come here in shoals, this fearful deed inspire. Appear, appear, appear. Noisome acts of night, imps of deadly shade, pallid ghosts arise in hosts and lend me all your aid. Appear, appear, appear.
Hark, they assemble, these fiends of the night.
Oh, Alexis, I tremble. Seek safety in the night. Let us fly to a far-off land where peace and plenty dwell. On the side of the silver strand is echoed in every shell. To the joy that land will give on the wings of love will fly in innocence there to live. In innocence there to die. In innocence there to live. There to die. To live and die.
Too late. It may not be. That happy fate is not for thee.
Now, shriveled eggs with poison bags, discharge your loathsome load. Spit flame and fire, unholy choir, belch forth your venom toad. Ye demon fell, yell and yell, shed curses far afield. Ye fiends of night, your fearful blight in noisome plenty. Number one. Number two. Number three.
Let us fly to a far-off land where peace and plenty dwell, where the sigh of the silver strand is echoed in every shell. Let us fly, 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 let us fly.
Oi!
Now to the banquet we press, now for the eggs and the ham, now for the mustard and cress, now for the strawberry jam, now for the tea of our host, now for the rollicking bun, now for the muffin and toast, and now for the gay Sally Lunn. Now for the muffin and toast, and now for the gay Sally Lunn. The eggs and the ham, the strawberry jam, the rollicking bun, and the gay Sally Lunn. The eggs and the Be happy all, the feast is spread before ye. Fear nothing, but enjoy yourselves, I pray. Eat, and drink, be merry, I implore ye. For once, let thoughtless folly rule the day. Eat, drink, and be gay. Banish all worry and sorrow. Laugh gaily today. Weep if you're sorry tomorrow. Come, pass the cup round. I will go bail for the liquor. It's strong, I'll be bound, for it was brewed by the vicar. It's strong, I'll be bound, for it was brewed by the vicar. None so knowing as he, at brewing a jorum of tea. Ha 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 ha, a brings a jorum of tea.
Ceasy they drink, all thoughts unheeding, the teacups clink. They are exceeding, their hearts will melt in half an hour. Then will be felt the potion's power, then will be felt the potion's power, the potion's power.
Pain, sorrow, and care, misery, heartache, and worry, quick out of your lair, get you all gone in a hurry. Toil, sorrow, and plot, fly away quicker and quicker. 3 spoons to the pot, that is the blow of your vicar. 3 spoons to the pot, that is the blow of your vicar. None so cunning as he, at brewing a jorum of tea. Ha 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 ha, a brings a jorum of tea.
Oh, marvelous illusion, oh, terrible surprise, excites a strange confusion within their aching eyes. They must regain their senses, restoring reason's law. Oh, fearful inferences the company will draw. Oh, fearful inferences the company will draw. Oh, marvelous illusion, terrible surprise, marvelous illusion, What is this strange confusion that veils their aching eyes, that veils
"'Tis 12, I think, and at this mystic hour the magic drink should manifest its power.
Oh, slumbering
Oh, slumbering forms, how little have we guessed the fire that warms each apathetic breast, each apathetic breast. But stay, my father is not here.
and pray, where is my mother dear?
I did not think it meet to see a dame of lengthy pedigree, a baronet and KCB, a doctor of divinity, and that respectable QC, all fast asleep al fresco-ly. And so I had them carried home and put to bed respectably. And put to bed respectably. I trust my conduct meets your approbation.
Sir, you acted with discrimination and and showed more delicate appreciation than we expect in persons of your station.
Yes,
it showed more delicate appreciation than they expect in persons of your station.
But soft they waken one by one. The spell has worked, the deed is done. I would suggest that we retire while love the housemaid lights her kitchen fire. While love the housemaid lights her kitchen fire.
deaf old man and hear you very badly.
You very deaf old man, she loves him badly.
I know not why I love him so. It is enchantment surely. He's dry and snuffy, deaf and slow, ill-tempered, weak and poorly. He's ugly and absurdly dressed, and 67 nearly. He's everything that I detest, but if the truth must be confessed, I love him very dearly. I love him dearly. Oh, you're everything that I detest, but still I love you dearly. You're all that I detest, I love you dearly.
I caught that line, but for the rest I did not hear it clearly.
You very plain old man, she loves you dearly.
Oh joy, the charm works well, and all are now united.
The blind young boy obeys the spell. They troth they all have
Oh, bitter joy, no words can tell how my poor heart is blighted. They'll soon employ a marriage bill to say that we united. I do confess in anxious care my humble spirit vexes, and none will bless example of their beloved Alexis. Oh, their Alexis.
Oh joy, no words can tell how sweet her heart is blighted. Don't say the boy on marriage bound to say that we united. True happiness reigns everywhere and dwells with both the sexes.
And none will bless example rare of their beloved Alexis.
True happiness reigns everywhere and dwells with both the sexes.
And none will bless example rare of their beloved Alexis. I do confess in anxious care my humble spirit vexes, and none will bless example rare of their beloved Alexis. Of their Alexis.
Oh joy, no words can tell how sweet her heart is blighted. Don't say the boy on marriage bound to say that we united. True happiness reigns everywhere and dwells with both the sexes.
And
The whole village is paired off in the happiest manner, and yet not a match has been made that the hollow world would not consider ill-advised.
But we are wiser, far wiser than the world. Observe the good that will become of these ill-assorted unions. The miserly wife will check the reckless expenditure of her too frivolous consort. The wealthy husband will shower innumerable bonnets on his penniless bride. And the young and lively spouse will cheer on the declining days of her aged partner with comic song of unceasing.
What a delightful prospect for him.
But one thing remains to be done, that my happiness may be complete. We must drink the philtre ourselves, that I may be assured of your love forever and ever.
Oh, Alexis, do you doubt me? Is it necessary that such love as ours should be secured by artificial means? No.
Aline, time works terrible changes, and I want to place our love beyond the chance of change.
Oh, Alexis, it is already far beyond that chance. Have faith in me, for my love can never change.
Then you absolutely refuse?
I do. If you cannot trust me, you have no right to love me. No right to be loved by me.
Enough, Aline. I shall know how to interpret this refusal. Thine is the power, thy vaunted love, to sanctify all doubt above, despite the gathering shade, to make that love of thine so sure, that come what may, it must endure, till time itself shall fade. Such love is like a flower that fades within the hour. If such thy love, oh shame, call it by other name. Such love is like a flower that fades within the hour. If such thy love, oh shame, call it by other name. It is not love. It is not love. Thine is the power and thine alone to place me on so proud a throne that kings might envy me. A priceless throne of love untold, more rare than orient pearl and gold. But no, thou wouldst be free. Such love is like the rain that dies within the day. If such thy love, oh shame, call it by other name. Such love is like the ray that dies within the day. If such thy love, oh shame, call it by other name. It is not love. It is not love. It is singular. It is very singular. It has overthrown all my calculations. It is distinctly opposed to the doctrine of averages. I cannot understand it.
My dear Dr. Daly, what has puzzled you?
My dear, this village has not hitherto been addicted to marrying or giving in marriage. Hitherto, the youths of this village have not been enterprising, and the maidens have been distinctly coy. Judge then of my surprise when I tell you that the whole village came to me in a body just now and implored me to join them in matrimony with as little delay as possible.
Even your excellent father has indicated to me that before very long it is not unlikely that he too may change his condition.
Oh, Alexis, do you hear that? Are you not delighted?
Yes, I must confess that a union between my father and your mother would be a happy circumstance indeed. My dear sir, the news you bring us is very gratifying. Yes, still in my eyes it has its melancholy side. This universal marrying recalls the happy days, alas, now gone forever, when I myself might have. Oh, but tush, I'm puling. I'm too old to get married. Yet, within the last half hour, I've greatly yearned companionship. I've never remarked it before, but the young maidens of this village are very comely. So likewise are the middle-aged. So too are the elderly. All are very comely, and alas, all are engaged.
Oh, Alexis, here comes your father.
Mrs. Partlet!
Dr. Daly, give me joy. Alexis, my dear boy, you will be pleased, I'm sure, to hear that my declining days are not unlikely to be solaced by the companionship of this good, virtuous, and amiable woman.
Father, this is not altogether what I expected. I'm certainly taken somewhat by surprise. Still, I can hardly find it necessary to assure you that any wife of yours is a mother of mine. It is not quite what I could have wished.
Oh, sir, I entreat your forgiveness. I am aware that socially I'm not everything that could be desired, nor am I blessed with an abundance of worldly goods. But I can at least confer upon your estimable father the great and priceless dowry of a true, tender, and loving heart.
I do not question it. After all, the faithful love is the true source of every earthly joy.
I knew that my dear boy would not blame his poor father for acting on the impulse of a heart that has never yet misled him. Zora is not perhaps what the world calls beautiful, but...
Oh, she is comely. Distinctly comely.
Zora is very good and very clean and very honest and quite sober in her habits. And that is worth far more than beauty, dear Sir Marmaduke.
Oh, yes, but beauty can fade and perish, yet personal cleanliness is practically undying, for it is renewed whenever it discovers symptoms of decay. Sir Marmaduke, I heartily congratulate you.
I rejoice that it's decided, happy now will be his life, for my father is provided with a kind and tender wife.
She will tend him, nurse him, mend him, air his linen, dry his tears. Bless the thoughtful fates that send him such a wife to soothe his years.
No young, giddy, thoughtless maiden, full of graces, airs, and jeers, but a sober widow laden with the weight of 50 years.
I'm on exacting beauty, blazing like a Jew's sun, but a wife will do her duty as that duty should be done.
She will tend him, nurse him, mend him, air his linen, dry his tears. Bless the thoughtful face that sent him such a wife to soothe his years.
I'm no saucy minx and giddy, hussy such as them abound, but a clean and tidy widdy will be known for miles around.
All the village now have mated, and are happy as can be. I to live alone
marry me.
No one left to marry him.
She will tend him, nurse him, mend him, air his linen, dry his tears. Bless the thoughtful fates that send him such a wife to soothe his years. Bless the thoughtful fates that send him such a wife to soothe his years. Such a wife to soothe his years. Oh.
This is too bad of you, J.W. Wells. What wrong have they done you? This is too bad of you, J.W. Wells. What wrong have they done you? And see, another lovelorn lady comes. Alas, poor stricken dame. A gentle pensiveness her life benumbs, and mine alone the blame.
Alas, me and well a day, I sigh for love, and well I may, for I am very old and grey. Stay! What is this fairy form I see before me?
Oh, horrible! She's going to adore me. This last catastrophe is overpowering.
Why do you gaze at me with visage lowering? For pity's sake, recoil thus not from me.
Oh, lady, leave me. This may never be. Hate me, I drop my H's, have through life.
Love me, I'll drop them too.
Hate me, I always eat peas with a knife.
Love me, I'll eat like you.
Hate me, I often roll down one trail.
Love me, I'll meet you there.
Hate me, I sometimes go to Rocherville.
Love me, that joy I'll share. Love me, my prejudices I'll forever drop.
Hate me, that's not enough.
Love me, I'll come and help you in the shop.
Hate me, the life is rough.
Love me, my grammar I will all forswear.
Hate me, abjure my lot.
Love me, I'll put stick sunflowers in my hair.
Hate me, now suit you not. And what I'm going to say, be not enraged. I may not love you, for I am engaged.
Engaged, engaged.
Engaged to a maiden fair with bright brown hair and a sweet and simple smile, who waits for me maiden waits me there.
She has bright brown hair.
A lie, no maiden smiles on me.
By the sounding sea,
The
sounding sea. Oh, agony, rage, despair, the maiden has bright brown hair, and mine is as white as snow. False man, it would be your fault if I go to the family vote, bury my lifelong woe.
Oh, agony, rage, despair, or where will this end, or where I should very much like to know. It'll certainly be my fault if she goes to her family vault to bury her lifelong woe.
False man, it would be your fault if I go to my family vote, bury my lifelong woe. The family vote, the family vote, the family vote,
The family vote,
the
family vote,
the
the family vote, the family vote, the family vote, the family vote, the family vote. Yes, the family vote.
Alexis, doubt me not, my loved one. See, why not hurt will is sovereign law to me. All things
What a rogue young heart to pillage, what a worker on love's tillage. Every maiden in the village is engaged to so and so. So and so, so and so. So and so, so and so. All engaged to so and so. Rejoice, rejoice with me. Proclaim our joy, ye birds above, ye brooklets, manna for our love. In carnal ecstasy, of joyous moon.
Oh, mad delight!
Oh, sun and moon!
Oh, day and night!
Rejoice with me, rejoice with me, rejoice, rejoice with me.
My own love, my happiness, the filter, you have tasted it.
Yes, yes.
Oh, joy, mine, forever and forever.
Alexis, don't do that. You must not.
Why?
Alas, that love this thus should meet. Oh, pity, pity me. Oh, charge me not with all deceit. Oh, pity, pity me. You bade me drink with trembling awe. I drank, and by our potions and all, around the very first I saw. Oh, pity, pity me.
My dear young friend, consoled be, we pity, pity you. In this I'm not an agent free, we pity, pity you. Some most extraordinary spell o'er us has cast its magic spell. The consequence we could not tell, we pity, pity you.
Some most extraordinary spell
o'er us has cast its magic spell.
False one, be gone! I spurn thee! To thy new lover turn thee! Thy perfidy all men shall know.
Could not help
We could not help it. We could not help it. We could not help it.
Surprises. My love Aline despises. No thought of sorrow shames her. Another lover claims her. Be his false girl for better or for worse. But ere you leave me, may a lover's count be just. This poor child drank the filter at your insistence. She hurried off to meet you, but
Most unhappily, she met me instead. As you administered the potion to both of us, the result was inevitable. But fear nothing from me, for I shall be no man's rival. I shall quit the country and bury my sorrow in the congenial gloom of a colonial bishopric.
My excellent old friend. Mr. Wells! Mr. Wells! What are we to do?
I do not know. And yet, there is one means by which the spell may be removed.
Name it. Name it.
Or you, or I, must yield up his life to Arimanus. I would rather it were you. I should have no hesitation in sacrificing my own life to spare yours. But we take stock next week. It wouldn't be fair on the company.
True. Well, I am ready.
No, Alexis, it must not be. Mr. Wells, if he must die that all may be restored to their old loves, what should become of me? I shall be left out in the cold with no love to be restored to.
True. Oh, I did not think of that. My friends, I appeal to you, and I will leave the decision in your hands. Or I, or he must die. Which shall it be? Reply.
Die thou art the cause of all offending. Die thou, yield thou to this decree unbending. Die thou, die thou, die thou.
So be it. I submit. My fate is sealed to popular opinion. Thus I yield. Be happy, oh, leave me to my despair. I go, it matters not with whom. Oh,
Oh, my adored one,
Beloved boy,
ecstatic rapture,
I'm man of joy.
come to my mansion, all of you. At least we'll crown our rapture with another feast. Now to the banquet we press, now for the eggs and the ham, now for the mustard and cress, now for the strawberry jam, now for the tea of a host, now for the rollicking bun, now for the muffin and toast, and now for the gay Sally Lunn. Now for the muffin and toast, and now for the gay Sally Lunn. The eggs and the ham and the strawberry jam, the rollicking bun and the gay Sally Lunn. The eggs and the ham and the strawberry jam, the rollicking bun and